Hey, BassGeek here, and one of my favorite companies redesigned one of my favorite baits to throw, especially this time of year. And when you tag it up with this soft plastic, holy cow, will you catch them. That's right, geeks. I love it when good companies make good baits even better. And this little design is really going to help you save your soft plastics and not wear them out. It's super finessey, and it is something that I have fished for years and caught all kinds of bass on. So what am I talking about? What bait company has made a head that has been really good that I've used for a while? Even better, Pulse Lures. Pulse Fish Lures has redesigned their underspin, their Finesse underspin. Now, geeks, I have fished a underspin forever. I mean forever. Out ledge fishing, big ones, little ones, and it is the Finesse time of year right now, especially around these smallmouth that we're fishing for out here on South Holston Lake. It is absolutely time to pick up one of these. A lot of times when you're getting followers, this will convert them to biters. You can work it through those balls of shad. When they're in those balls of shad feeding, this will get you bites. This has enough drawing power to pull them out of the trees, the brush, the rock, the grass, because of just a little bit of thump. It's a little more subtle than a spinner bait, and that's why I like it. You're not going to get quite as much flash because the bait of whatever soft plastic you're putting on there is going to block a little bit of that flash. So it's going to be a little bit more subtle, but still have that drawing power. What have they done to redesign this? Well, they've redesigned the head. Now, this is one thing that I love about Pulse. You can reel these things as fast as you want, and they won't blow out. In other words, if you've got your bait on there correctly, they're not going to list to one side or the other. So you can reel these really quickly. Now, that's not really the way I like to fish most underspins, but a lot of times when those bass start coming fast, you've got to go fast to get away from them so that they look, so that you're mimicking a shad trying to flee. I know a lot of you that like to use the Elastec, and I'll leave a link at the end of this video showing you a trick to heat up this wire and put those Elastec style, the really stretchy plastic, on a spring bait. It's better than glue. Trust me, it works phenomenally. Now, this has got a nice little finesse hook on it. You're just going to lean back into it. Great little blade, great head, love the eyes. So they come in a couple different colors, and they come in a few different sizes. Again, there'll be links in the description for all of this. You'll be able to pick them up. Make sure you bookmark that link too. It helps us out, geeks. We got them in a few different sizes. This is the 1/4 ounce, and this is in smoke. Now, what we've actually got tied on right now is the 3/8 ounce in smoke. And then one of my favorite sizes when they're down deep, a 1/2 ounce in smoke. Now, for us, that's sort of my go-to in clear water. And then the other is just going to be the white. And what we got here is we've got a 3/8 in pearl, and we got a 1/2 ounce in pearl. Let me show you the bait I love to pull a tag team with. Now, this is one of my favorite baits. This is the Pro Blue Red Pearl, the 2.75-inch swammer from X-Zone Lures. So as always, the very first thing I do is I try to hold it up there to where I can mark where it's going to come out. And then I just try to put a hole right in the center of that bait. Then we just push it right through the middle. Want to keep that bait as straight as possible. Keep it nice and fat. And then come right out. I know it's hard to see with this. Then we're going to make that head fat. We're going to come down here. We're going to lift up just a little bit. Twist that tail around. All right. And there you have it, we got it in. Now, what I like about this, a lot of people will be like, oh man, that spring. I like the bigger spring on this head. And the reason why is because it's going to get more of a bite of that plastic, and it's going to hold it on there a lot longer. Now let's tie it on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tie this on. We're going to pass it through here. Then we're just going to tie the good old pit seam knot. We're going to wrap it around about 5, 6, 7, 8 times there. I don't know how many I did, but then you're just going to cinch it down and pull it tight. We're going to take our, cut it right off, and we're ready to go fishing. So let's talk about rod, reel, and line setup. And man, do I have at a heck of a price. And I want to use the HE double hockey stick, let me tell you. A heck of a price, a great rod. This is from Fitzgerald. This is their Stunner HD series. This thing is a JDM rod for $179. You need to go check this thing out. Crazy light. I love the way the handles are made because it passes through that sensitivity of this rod. Super light, incredibly made, beautiful JDM rod. Now this is a 7'3" medium heavy, but this thing can use 1 ounce to 3/4 ounce. I've got a 3/8 head on here, so it's perfect for what we're doing today. This is the Lew's Custom Pro Speed Spin, I believe. The name is a little long, but this is a real, I've got a bunch of these. I've used them for a while. I think they've upgraded them. Links again will be in the description. One of my favorite reels, probably out of everything that I own, and I own a bunch of different ones. Now, as always, we're gonna couple that with K9. We're gonna put braid on here, 10-pound test braid. I love the high vis pink because technically the lakes that I fish are Tennessee River lakes, and when the summer and spring comes on, they get real green, so that, and then the pollen lays down, so they get a little bit of yellow, and that yellow's harder to see. So I like my pink. I've had this pink on here so long, it's almost faded out though. So that's going to be 10-pound test from K9, and then we're going to 8 to 10-pound test Pro 100, 100% fluorocarbon. Geeks, try it out. 10% off discount. The stuff is great. All right, geeks, there are a ton of different good ways to fish an underspin, from contouring the bank to fishing it in open water and through balls of shad, to just fishing it out here, chasing bait around or over brush piles. You name it, you can do it with an underspin. That's what makes them so great, is the drawing power. One of my favorite things to do this time of year is either run it down a bank. We've caught so many fish doing that today. Just run it down the bank, and every once in a while we'll see a bigger bass out here in open water, and we'll be able to make a cast to him and bring it by his head. That little underspin drives them mad. But I'll be the first to tell you, the way that I retrieve these, it's almost always the same, and it's going to be a slow, steady retrieve. Now sometimes if I'm coming over some things, like something super shallow, I'll speed it up and really burn it over and make 2-3 casts. But right now it's March, so one of the things that I like to do is a nice, slow, steady retrieve. The bass just can't stand it. They're going to eat it. It looks like a dead or dying bait fish out there just swimming by itself. They cannot take that. This has got a very good fine wire finesse hook on it. You can just lean into them. You don't have to set the hook real hard. Hold on and reel down. Keep that bass from jumping, especially those smallmouth. They love to get airborne this time of year. Keep that head turned down and in the water. That way you're keeping pressure on them. Get them to the boat. Reach down, grab them, or put them in a net. That's the way I land them. Make sure you go check out this little Finesse underspin from Pulse Baits. It is an incredible little head, and the new redesign is only making something good even better. So if you want to learn a little bit more about some awesome baits from Pulse Fish Lures and that little lighter trick to be able to get those Elastec baits up on a screw lock, no glue needed, make sure you go check out this video right here. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comment section below. You geeks know I love to talk about fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out. Watching is the best way to help us. Be part of the 100% Watch Squad, or whatever percent you can be part of. You geeks rock.